Alrighty. Make sure I don't fucking eat shit. That'd be hilarious. Oh shit. Did I not have this?
What we got?
Okay, it is on.
Good.
Cool.
All right, watch your step.
Yes, sir. That'd be fucking nuts. Get it all on tape right there.
Living on the edge.
For real. On the edge. All right, everybody. Welcome to an amazing episode of Around the Loop. Today, I have a special guest. I have actually my second comedian on the show. But this comedian is like no other. Reason being is he's actually traveling from here all the way from coast to coast. And I have no other than Seabass today. So thank you so much for being on the show of Around the Loop.
Man.
I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Glad to be here today.
Thank you. So I wanted to ask, like, let's dive right into who you are actually, so people get to know you for the first time that are meeting you, for the people around the loop. So, you know, let them, I guess, describe yourself a little bit, you know, to them.
Okay. My virtual Tinder profile. Hey, guys. I'm Sebastian. I'm 31. I live here in Ocean Beach. I was born in Connecticut. I've lived in Connecticut, Wyoming, Utah, South Dakota.
Oh, wow.
I moved here when I was 19 to be a pro BMX rider. Went semi-pro. I got the cover of Dig in 2020. I was just featured in the recent Dig. But yeah, it's changed a lot over the years. Like, I make music. I've made a documentary. I play drums. I do comedy. I got a YouTube channel. Like, I'm doing all kinds of
the
stuff.
whole thing. And so do you run the whole shebang by yourself? Are you a whole one-man team?
Yeah, I'm a one-man army. Galactic Seabass is my enterprise.
That's what's up, man. Honestly, that's
Thanks,
amazing. And so I wanted to dive into a bit about everything that you're doing. So, you know, you said you got into comedy. Let's talk about that. When did the whole comedy scene start for you?
So I've been a fan of stand-up my whole life. I love Comedy Central when I was a little kid. Comedy Central Presents, just those old 30-minute specials, old George Carlin or Richard Pryor, Sam Kinison, and a lot of like stand-up improv guys like Chevy Chase and Will Ferrell, Adam Sandler, Rob Schneider. Like, it was my whole childhood. So I loved funny stuff. I loved being funny. I was voted class clown and prom king my senior year, which are the same accolades as Will Ferrell. Fun fact.
That's what's up.
I don't know. I always just loved being a funny guy. I never really realized like anybody could do it. It's like you just go try. So I've done 671 stand-up performances in almost 2 years, 4 months. Yeah, like it's super fun. I love it, dude. It's just you get up, you get a chance to be better today than you were yesterday. Okay. So, you know, it's like you can do the same joke 100 times before you figure out what the key word it is for you actually really punch it up. And
I see.
I don't know. I hosted for Jason Ellis last Saturday.
How was that? Let's talk about that a little bit.
Super big skateboard dude.
Where at?
This was at Mission Brewing downtown, presented by Fourth Wall Comedy.
Oh, nice.
They're like a LA syndicate, and they are starting their San Diego shows.
Oh, shit, okay.
So
I'll have to check them out.
Yeah, they figured out I rode BMX, and they had a skateboard lineup, asked me to host the show. So I represented every single bike rider in the world on that one.
Oh, that's
I think it was cool. It was fun.
How did you feel about that?
Dude, it was sick. I was hitting on some guy's grandma. Like, I think I almost got her, dude. I was told her we should get steaks. And she's like, steak? I was like, and potatoes, baby.
Should have thrown in the little
treat
lobster
you right.
There.
I'm not a big seafood guy, ironically. Named Seabass. Yeah, like,
that makes sense.
It's pretty fun. Yeah, so I don't know. I've been doing stand-up forever. It's plus I do I stand up on my bicycle. Yeah. BMX is like, so I never went pro, but it's kind of just this the center of a web design thing where it stemmed everything I do. Just the creative mindset of being on a bike and having the full ability to be free. Like, freestyle really means that. There's no coaches or regulations or rules, so you get to do whatever you want. It's like skateboarding or inline or any of those cool action sports.
When did that actually start for you? When did you actually first pick up the bike and you were like, all right, this is...
I was 5.
Really? Okay, so it's all the way... Okay.
Yeah, it was back in the day. I always thought BMX was the coolest bike. They were just like so sick looking and you could do tricks. And
did you have any brands back in the day that you grew up with that you really loved?
I don't know. My first bike was a VFR dyno. Okay. Super old school. And my first real bike was a DK Step Up 2006. And that actually, it got stolen by like some neighborhood kids when I was a little dude.
Fuck.
And I was right about to go to Woodward, like Camp Woodward. on the East Coast. I got the Dave Mira scholarship to go there for free. It was sick moment in my little youth.
Yeah.
And I was excited. I was really excited to go to this place. And so I didn't have a bike, but at the time, my mom knew this guy. His name was Roger, and he was stealing railroad ties from the Wyoming Department of Transportation and then selling them back to them at a profit. So he was making $30K a month. He went to prison and eventually committed suicide. But that's not the point. So, one day,
entrepreneur though,
this happened. These kids stole my bike, and I told my mom what's happening. She told Roger, and I got to go on Dance Comp and pick every single part of a bike, put it together. This was brand new at my shop waiting for me. I went down there, and all the local or all the kids at the camp were like, "You don't even ride. There's no scratches." Like, they're like, even then I couldn't win, but it was sick. I got to go and did my first feeble grind.
That's
like 12 years old. So yeah, the first year, I think that was the second year I got the Dave Mira. It was like a second degree scholarship because the first year I ever went, I was 11, and it was a free week.
Okay.
I think that was the year before. And then, so I had the bike that year, but then the next year it got stolen. So I went with this new bike, and then I had that after my dad passed, and like I moved to Utah, and that was kind of what like kept me sane. Throw in the headphones, go ride.
And how's it out there riding in Utah? I mean,
so I was 14, turning 15, and I lived in like downtown Salt Lake in the Murray area, and I would ride to the train station, and the train would go about 30 minutes to this town, Layton.
Okay.
And then Layton had this super sick skate park by the bike shop, 50/50 BMX, which is probably still out there, but like a lot of my favorite pros just went and hung out at the shop, so I would just be that little kid.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Kind of hanging around, and then go to the skate park. And first place I heard the word chill used in a sentence, and I did not understand like what that meant. I was like, it's not cold. They're like, no, just chill. And
you're like,
what? And so I didn't. Anyway, didn't understand. I do now a little bit. The lingo's caught up. If you ever want to up your lingo game, go rewatch Rocket Power, because that show was on fire with the lingo. I watched the Halloween episode, dude. They dropped major bummage. Major bummage, dude. Like, why are we not saying? I'm gonna go watch the whole season.
I know. I gotta put it back on and actually rerun it.
No, I think San Diego though. No, you didn't ask, but the reason I wanted to come here super bad, the BMX scene, it was huge.
Yeah.
Back in 2013, like when I moved, this was like the Mecca area. All the pros lived, and that was the dream at the time. And growing up in Connecticut, very different. But my favorite pieces of cinema, I always use this as an example, but Rocket Power, Lords of Dogtown, Tenacious D, Anchorman, and Point Break were all like the movies, TV that kind of just influenced that California lifestyle, surfing, you know, extreme stuff.
No, that's pretty neat. Cool, so you came all the way from Connecticut to California?
Yeah.
How was that journey? Do you remember any?
So I didn't go exact. That's the whole thing. I was 14 when my dad passed away. I lived in Connecticut. My parents separated when I was 3.
Oh, okay.
She lived in Utah. My dad lived in Connecticut. It was a super amicable thing. Like I flew back and forth 5 times a year. I mean, I was on over 100 flights for. I was like 13 years old. It's pretty cool, yeah. Like back before 9/11, it was sick. They could walk you to the gate and stuff. Mom could drop me off, pick me up, and I felt like a first class little. Every seat was extra leg room. It was just I don't know. I got a maid to walk me pretty much. It was cool. It was cool. So I never saw my parents divorce as a bad thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't like this nasty thing other people go through. I felt really bad for that, but they seemed to get along. I had 2 Christmases. It was sick. So
no, that's awesome.
Then he the not awesome part was when he died. So he passed away, and then I had to go move to. Well, first I lived with this family, the Villafanos. They owned the bike shop that I kind of worked at.
Oh, okay.
In Connecticut, and I was racing. They sponsored me. So I finished out freshman year with them, and then I moved to Utah. So I was only there for like a year.
Okay.
And then we moved to Wyoming, and I graduated, and then we moved to South Dakota.
Oh, shit. Okay.
And that's when it was so desolate. I was in this town, Whitewood. I'm 18 years old. There's 600 people, I think.
Oh, shit.
One stop sign.
Tiny.
Not even a light, just one stop sign in the whole town. They had a little rinky-dink skate park. Ironically, I learned to surf there. That's where I learned to surf my bike.
Okay.
But I had nothing to do. The whole town smelled like molasses. It was 6 miles from Sturgis. I don't know if you know Sturgis, the motorcycle rally. the big rally they have every year.
Okay.
So it's a little town, and it's like 30 miles from Mount Rushmore.
Okay.
And the population's 5,000. And then for 2 weeks out of the year, the population's 2 million. Because this big rally of motorcyclers come, and all they do is just drive their Harleys. It's insane.
Okay.
And I don't know, that wasn't really my scene. I just had this longing for California, and I was watching a lot of just Comedy Central. And remember, I actually watched the Jeselnik Offensive. You know Anthony Jeselnik? He had a TV show for a little bit, and there was an episode called Shark Party, and it's only aired one time. It was them celebrating the death of this kid in New Zealand who got eaten by a shark, and they never aired the show ever again, but I watched it live in South Dakota. And I remember moving out here. It was just like this crazy dream. I don't know. It was so wild. Like, I told my mom I'm going to meet somebody at the skate park and live in their house for $200 a month. And she's like, you're crazy. That's not going to happen. And I met this kid, Taryn, and I lived there for $100 a month. We started off. Got a job at Subway.
Okay.
And I saved up, and a few things happened here and there. And like now I live in OB. I've been here 8 years now. In June in my little bungalow.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So yeah, California's growing on me. I had short hair when I moved here. That's the thing.
You just kept growing it out and just...
Yeah. No, actually, I went to Europe in 2015.
How was that?
That was so sick. I went for like 3 months.
Where in Europe did you travel to?
Went to 13 countries. But my hair was kind of like Justin Bieber-y.
Okay.
All the girls are like, oh, you're California surfer boy? And I'd never surfed in my life, but I told them all I did.
You're like,
when I got back, I was like, I have to grow my hair. So now we're a decade into that.
Wow.
Kind of fun. No, Europe was sick, though. Yeah, I went to a bunch of really cool spots.
Is there any honorable places you want to mention that, if people are ever out there, they want to check out? Because I got fans out there, too, in Europe.
Yeah.
So they'll see this, too, out there.
Probably, people always ask me my favorite spot. I think it was Ireland.
Okay.
Ireland was sick. Yeah, when I was in Dublin, I took a tour.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah, Dublin was awesome, but I took a tour of Glendalough, which is, if I had to spell it, it'd be like Glendaloughgh.
Okay.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Like Glendalough almost. But, dude, some of the most beautiful lakes I've ever seen in my life. I went to this little cafe and had like a Guinness stew with a little Guinness. I look at this botanical garden. Went to like a Celtic graveyard from the 1400s and saw this family of deer, like literally 2 babies and the mom and the dad just looking over at me in the valley. And I don't know. It was the only time in my life I ever felt connected to my ancestors. And I don't really know. I'm like a white clusterfuck of people. I don't know where I come from, but I felt something there. Yeah. That was really cool. Just in the woods of Ireland. Like, that felt nice.
I can only imagine. One of these days, I definitely would like to go out there and check it out, too. I can only imagine how really nice it is out there.
One thing that really surprised me was when I got there, I probably got there like 10:30, 11 at night. I couldn't find a drink anywhere. All the stores wouldn't sell me alcohol. Like, the bars wouldn't sell like past midnight or something. Like, yeah, I had to like...
Interesting.
The only way to get alcohol was to like pay $50 to go into like this underground fucking bar where like all the young people were trying to get in. And it was like, obviously this is a ripoff. But the whole... like a cliche stereotype of a plane landing on a runway of bottles. Like, no, I could not get a drink. I wanted whiskey so bad. I was pissed off.
Was there a certain whiskey that you were trying to...
I didn't care.
Just any? Okay.
Just whiskey, yeah.
Whiskey, okay.
And, so this year I actually took a huge break before this whole adventure that I'm about to take off on.
Yeah.
I made it 50 days, no alcohol.
Oh, congratulations.
Which is pretty cool.
That's good. Hey, that's something to be truly proud of.
I was going for the full 60. My buddy Sam came in from Vegas, and I told him everything that was going on, and he's like, "You're drinking a beer," and I said, "I'm not drinking a beer," and he said, "You're drinking a beer." And I don't want to get like kind of downy, but just something that like I've learned personally in my life. A long time ago, I drove out to Wyoming, like when I was 18, 19, something like that. So I'd moved, and I'm in California now. And I remember all these guys from high school. My friend Tyler Momberg, I wanted to go hang out with him. I called him. Like, I go to his house, I hang out. I snuck this weed from California. I brought it. We're in Wyoming. And I was like, dude, you want to smoke this? And he's like, dude, I got this job interview. I can't do it. And I felt really bad. Like, I was like, come on. And trying to convince him to smoke. And obviously I was like being a little bit of a, not like the best friend in that regard, but I just wanted to hang out with my buddy like old times. And, like, there's lots of jobs. You can still get that job. Like,
true.
And so then, like, I was like, all right, well, you know, it is what it is. It was good to see you.
Yeah.
We hang out, and then I leave. And a week later, I don't want to get sad, but dude, he flew out of a windshield, and he did not survive.
I'm sorry to hear that.
No, yeah. And it's like, like, what was the... Were you on the way to the job?
Yeah.
Just like, I don't know, man. And like, I never get the chance to smoke with him. As stupid as that is, like, it was an important thing to me. It's like it's like how we grew up. And so my buddy came over and was like, "What if he blew up tomorrow?" Or I blew up. Like, you know what? I'm having a beer with my bud. I'm still very like the whole point of the sobriety check was to kind of like do dry January a little extra, but to make sure mentally that I was focused on this trip. I really want to do it because I'll tell you the truth, bro. The way it's kind of funny how this all started. So I'm watching Jay and Oreo, right? Like, I'm a huge fan of Jay, Oreo, Chris Costa, Human Revo, the Barefoot Dutchman. There's a whole bunch of really cool people who have crossed the country. Yeah. There's a guy in Australia doing the border on a bike right now, raising money for kids.
Oh, that's awesome.
There's a guy, John Underhill, right now going from North Carolina to Los Angeles on a skateboard.
Ooh.
Like, there's lots of really cool people out there doing this. And, but I don't know. There was a day I saw Jay and Oreo do 118 miles on a skateboard. Yeah. I don't know how they did it. But the other day I decided in my kitchen, I was like, I could do this. And I'm not going to lie to you. I got blackout drunk that night. And I just started commenting on all the videos like, I'm doing this in January. And then the next day I told some friends, they're like, what? That's like a terrible time to leave. It's cold and are you ready? And like, what? And I was like, all right. But that's what set off this spark of, even though it wasn't all fully in the books yet, it was like the idea was in the universe. Yes. And it was like, you could do this. And then I'm getting DMs, when are you doing this? I want to go with you. Blah, blah, blah. Just from like all kinds of like random.
That's pretty cool. All that support.
Little place. Oh, yeah, like immediately. And I'm like, okay, well, this is kind of neat. And so that's how, and then I don't know. I just, I was like, I'm going to stop boozing. And told my family about it. Like they were excited, but they had their hesitancies. They want to make sure the route's all mapped out and like make sure I don't die. Like my mom said, I need to save up a preposterous amount of money before I can go on this. And it was like, I don't think that's really what it's all about. Because, like, my idea with this whole thing is that, number one, we're going to raise money for kids. Yeah. Because that's the most important dynamic in this whole aspect. Like, like I was saying earlier, when I was 14, riding my bike in Utah, my dad's, he just passed away. I'm so in my head with my thoughts. Like, I don't know what to do. But if I could just go do feeble grinds for, like, 4 hours, I'm letting out the demons. I'm not hurting anybody. Just, like, I'm exercising. I'm getting better at something. I'm progressing. BMX, skateboarding, I don't care what it is. Like, those things have the ability to let you enhance yourself as an individual. And there aren't really a lot of, like, bad parts of it. You could fall, but then from falling, you learn to get up and do it again. Or you learn how to fall better. Like, you learn how to roll with the punches. That's, like, an expression used. But quite literally, you have to roll out of, like, bales on a 10 stair. So it's like, you better learn how to do that, or you're going to just smash yourself. And that's the kind of, like, thing I want to be able to give back. So 100 bikes is like $30K, and we could totally do that.
So that's the big goal right there, 100 bikes? Okay.
Kind of like that's the big goal.
Do you have a link somewhere, or do you have something set up so we can? We'll put it in the put it here in the description. We'll put it in the bio too, so everybody can tap in and come out and help and support in any way.
Pretty much every $300 is a bike, so all the support is extremely appreciated.
It's a little $300.
I'm thankful for it. I'm grateful. We've already got a bunch of support I haven't even left yet, and so that's why it's like, I'm ready to just like, I'm doing this for them. For my dad, for my brothers, for my mom, for me. No comedian's ever done a tour by bicycle. No. From any place to any place. Not that I've ever heard of, ever. Which is kind of crazy. So, like...
history right there.
As a stand-up comic here in San Diego, I'm not going to lie to you, dude. It's like... It's a really hard scene to kind of break out in. It's a B-level comedy scene. Like, there's lots of cool places to go check out and see stuff. But to get booked, it's like a very small syndicate of individuals who are kind of in control of that system. And it's almost like a high school or a middle school cafeteria. I see. Where there's all these lunch tables of different kind of cliques and groups. And if you don't fit in that table, like, you're not part of that. They're not going to book you on shows. You're not going to do those. And so it's really limiting in the ability to kind of grow, get more time on stage, and like keep doing sets. I'm doing everything I can. Like I'm the official photographer at the Yellow Door, which is National Lampoon's very first club in America. They're opening up in New York and LA soon. Check them out.
Oh shit, I'll put it out
there. That's an amazing opportunity. I've done over 600 sets in 2 years.
Oh shit.
Like with I said the exact number earlier, but it's amazing to be able to progress and like just constantly be grinding. Like, and I've had really successful sets. I've bombed really bad too, but that's about like getting up and doing it over and over. So one thing, there's a Ralphie May masterclass on YouTube for any aspiring comedians.
I'll put the link in there too.
That's so one of the best videos. Every comedian should watch that. Besides social media, it's everything you need to know about becoming a professional comedian.
Yes.
And there's some really amazing pieces of advice in there. So probably one of like the main ones that I took away was just like, look, there's going to be people that you don't like, that you don't think are as funny as you, and they're going to get booked on shows. You're going to get booked on shows. You're going to get fired from those shows. And you just got to keep your head down and keep going and like know that you're grinding and working on new material and get out there and hit the road and go do places where you haven't done your comedy. Because if you stay somewhere, there's an expression in comedy. It's whatever city you start in, you'll always be looked at like an open micer until you leave and come back. That's like the only way to be like a feature, a headliner. You can't just stay there forever because everybody who else is like, I saw you when you started and you sucked. So don't tell me that you're hot shit now just because you got a couple zingers. So you got to go out there and like experience the other places that no one knows you and see if you really like kind of got what it takes. And like from that, you'll learn, you'll grow. And that's kind of the goal here is just like be the first comedian to not even like, I don't even care about being the first. Like I just want to hit the road as a comedian. And then if I can emphasize this whole like access to, because that's where the social media aspect comes in. Like to bring it back to Ralphie, I love Ralphie. Just they didn't have fucking Instagram or
like
Twitter.
That. Not when he was around like that.
Pardon my French.
No,
but
you're good.
They didn't have those accessibilities until recently. Like now, if you know how to utilize them, you can change the whole course of events as far as booking shows go and like being able to get a real tour going. Maybe one with a car, you know, side of this thing. But no, like so in theory, if I can pull together a whole bunch of new fans through this social media kind of experiment, that's goal number 2. That's where we try to like raise awareness of BMX comedy, bring it all together and find a whole new bunch of fans who are like, wow, that's a cool dude. I like what he's doing. If he was in my city, I'd go see him. Because then, goal number 3 is be the first comic to do a tour coast to coast by bicycle.
And so I was going to ask you, you know, since you're talking about that from coast to coast, do you have some spots already kind of picked out along the way where you're going to stop by?
Yeah. If you were to take America and then draw a picture of a seagull that you would have done in 2nd grade, just that little kind of whoosh, that's basically what it looks like. Because all the cities I can remember in my head, in chronological order, we got San Diego started off right here in Ocean Beach. February 25th at noon at the Obi Pier. And then from there, we're heading to Phoenix. Gonna hit Albuquerque, Austin, Shreveport, Louisiana. Louisville, Arkansas. Gonna hit Memphis, Nashville, Cincinnati, Columbus, Pittsburgh.
Oh, wow.
And then into like Newark and then over the bridge into Times Square. And I'm from Connecticut. I'm from Stamford, Connecticut. It's where I was born. And there's a comedy club in Stamford that I've always wanted to perform at. So I would absolutely love to end the tour there, have my last show be in Connecticut. And
How long do you expect the journey to be?
69 days, baby.
There we go.
I know. Tap me up, brother.
There we go.
That's the goal. Because 1, it's realistic. 2, it's funny. So if let's say it's a 3,200 mile trip.
Oh, shit, okay.
So in theory, let's say I do 50 miles a day. That's 64 days, 5 rest days. And that's no give or take. Obviously, it could take longer. It could take shorter.
The weather conditions and stuff
I've seen a guy on a bike do it in 30 days.
Holy shit.
Obviously, it's a road bike. This is the least optimal machine to use. There's no brakes, 4 pegs. There is a potential deal that I'm working out that I can't finalize any details on with a potential bike with brakes. I'll be going with the owner of SD Wheelworks here in San Diego. His name's Chris Garcia. He'll be riding with me all the way to Phoenix.
Oh, wow.
And then renting a car and driving back. It was so funny. We were trying to figure out like how he was going to do that. He was like, I think what I'll do is I'll drive there. and then I'll fly home,
Uh-huh.
and then we'll ride out there, and I'll have my car, and I'll drive back. And as guys, right, I was like, that's a logical decision. He called his mom. He was like, what if he just rented a car? And I was like, oh, yes, that is actually also an extremely logical decision.
That's so true.
Yeah,
That's so true.
That made me laugh. So who knows what kind of, like, little gimmicks we'll get into along the way.
Yeah.
Is this going to be easy? Fuck no, dude. This is going to be the hardest things I've ever done. I think I should say, to be honest, like, at certain points, this has felt like I bit off way more than I can chew. I'm now representing the entire sport. I've got sponsors who are looking at me to like, you know, hope to get this done, to accomplish this. And I'm looking at myself like, do you have what it takes?
Yeah,
are you really ready to ride this little bike you've been riding for 26 years all the way to New York City? Like, dude, I'm nervous. I'm excited. It's this like really wild energy right now. Like, I'm getting emotional at random times. Just like my life is the Notebook. And it's it's all coming together, but it's exciting, you know? And
you're going to document the whole journey?
That's awesome. You'll be able to check everything out on YouTube. Good. I can't really personally figure it out yet what kind of video source I'll be using. I've been making YouTube videos for a long time. Typically, I'd use like a big DSLR, edit it all in my laptop. But I'm thinking, I don't think the more ounces you have, those turn into pounds. And like those pounds are going to be going thousands of miles. So like if I bring a laptop, it's like an extra 2 right there. And we got chargers and stuff for it. True. And then you got a separate camera with like all that stuff and the components. So I'm thinking I might have to make everything on my phone.
Okay.
And it's not something that I'm a little hesitant about it. It's not something that I would like to do. But they make really good phones now, man.
They do.
You can get some pretty quality footy on there. And I don't know. I think that's the least I should be worried about is like, I got to survive.
That's true.
But I'm planning on doing daily updates on social media through Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Shorts.
Okay.
And then YouTube, I would like to do long form videos for every couple of days. We'll kind of make some vlogs, cool. And then whenever I get a chance to sit down, edit, and we'll go ahead and batch that up, throw it out.
That'd be really neat because I definitely want to put your links there so people can check you out and be there along your journey to watch you get from coast to coast.
It's going to be a crazy one, man. I mean, I'm looking out at this ocean right now, and this is where it all starts. And there's a long way to go before I get to the other side. And not even that, not even going straight across. I'm taking a huge tour down because I love Kill-Tony, and I've signed up 5
let's talk about that.
Yeah, you were asking a little bit earlier. So it's not just Kill-Tony, but Austin has a huge, huge staple in the comedy scene right now. Like what BMX was for San Diego in 2013, that's Austin comedy right now.
Yes.
And so it's blowing up. It's huge. I talked to this guy, Jason Rouse, who I'll actually be able to do a show with down there. So that's my first kind of booked show.
Hey, there we go.
In Austin, Texas. And I can't guarantee anything. Also, I don't want to get in any trouble for. I'm just gonna skip this part.
Gucci,
Follow me for updates.
Make sure you guys stay tuned.
There's some cool stuff coming. Just stay. It's kind of involving what we're talking about. That's my only hint. Anyway, so back to Kill-Tony. Brian. I've seen Red Band. At American Comedy Company with Casey Rocket. And
wow.
Fun little comedy story is like one of the reasons I decided to come back to comedy. I'm sorry to sidetrack from Austin, but this is relevant because it was 2022, I believe, and it was October, and I'd broken up with this girl, and I was in the slumps. It was bad. I was bringing everybody down with me. And I was just like, that guy, you're like, we can't hang out with that guy anymore. That's the worst guy. He's so sad. I'm sad now. So I didn't want to be that guy. And I was watching a lot of Kill-Tony, not doing comedy. I've done a total of 13 performances at this point, almost a year ago. And I bombed so bad on Try 13. I was like, I'm not funny. I'm never doing this ever again. That was a bad idea. But going back now, I could retry. Dude, it was like I ranted about Willy Wonka for 5 minutes. In a very weird room.
You could do it for 5 minutes. That's
yeah, I'll try again one day, but not now. Anyway, so I'm watching Kill-Tony, not doing comedy, kind of thinking about it though. It's like, man, comedy's cool. This is like a really great way to laugh and forget about your problems for a little bit. And then Red Band one day was like, secret show in LA, one day only.
Yes.
And I'm like, whoa, that's way closer than Austin. 2 versus 19 hours. Sign me up. And so it was just a secret show.
Yeah.
I always wanted to go.
That's amazing.
And so you never know who's on the lineup. You just go see it. I go to LA with my buddy Andrew, who like produced my album.
Yeah.
We've had so many adventures together over the years. This is our last LA adventure. He's moving to Ventura with his girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
And it's like our last hurrah. So we go see the secret show. And it was really fun. We had like Jeremiah Watkins, Tiffany Haddish. And then this fella came out. Now this fella's getting a lot of hate right now. And I don't give a fuck because what happened that night is imprinted in my brain and forever will be. Anyway, there's a guy named Casey Rocket. And he came out and did a set. And he did whatever he does.
Yeah.
And I remember I was laughing so hard I couldn't breathe. I was about to pee. Like, it was like gut-wrenching laughter. But the biggest, I've said this so many times, but I really mean it. I forgot I was sad for like 8 minutes.
No, that's awesome, though.
No issues. And then I left and I was like, oh, yeah, I'm sad for this girl. But it's like, oh, dude, I forgot that for a hot minute. I wonder if I could do this. I wonder if I could harness the skills to get people to laugh so hard they forget their problems. And that's where it came back. And I went in my little notebook and I got all my like little good jokes. And set number 14 was October 24th, 2022.
Okay.
And now we're on, next time I go up is 672.
Jesus Christ.
So,
that's from, oh my gosh.
Just fucking grinding. Doing everything I can to try and be funny, get on stage, do it over and over, get better, learn from my progress.
14.
And like Austin is where the fucking scene is right now. So I've gone to 5 Kill Tonys. I signed up for 4 of them. I was late to one sign up. They switched the times.
Yes.
Friday and Saturday. Friday was 5:30. Saturday it's 4:30. What the fuck is this?
How's the process for that for people that are curious about actually sign up? Yeah, I'm curious.
Yeah. So you get there early. They have you fill out a waiver with Golden Pony Productions.
Yes.
Which is the production company that puts everything together. And then you sign, if you get pulled, they have the rights to use you and stuff. And then they give you a wristband. And then, they pull names. And it's legit. I know it's legit because here's the thing. Kill Tony New Year's Eve, that was my first attempt. Oh, shit. Okay. I'm there, the first one they ever did. Not this one that just happened, but the first arena show ever. I had an audition at the Comedy Store. I skipped it because I was like, I'm going to get on Kill Tony. He knows the Comedy Store. He'll vouch for me. Don't do that. If you're in that position, it's a bad idea. So I go to this. It's so crazy. I left with what I thought was it's a 19-hour drive, right? I can't sleep. I have to drive straight there. The show's in 22 hours. I start the drive. I forget there's a 2-hour time change. Now there's like, I have 20 hours to make a 19-hour drive. I make it with like 30 minutes.
Jesus
Get
Christ.
to the show. And like, go, don't get pulled. Fine, whatever. I'm so sleep deprived. Who cares? We got tomorrow. Go back the next day. I'm in the sign-up line, right? And it's like, I remember this fella behind me, like if we're in line, you're that guy. He had a dog. He had kind of like a weird face and glasses. Just a very like, I know your face. And so when we're signing up, my phone is charging in my car because I know I'll need it at some point. It's super dead. And I get to the guy with the clipboard and he's like, what seat are you in? And I'm like, I don't know. It's like section. He's like, nah, dude, I need your exact seat. Because what they'll do is they'll wrangle somebody to go like run through the arena, grab you, pull you back. Because the first time they ever did it, they pulled somebody and they just had to run from the back of the arena all the way up. That was pretty hard. So good for her. She did it.
Hey, good props.
Anyway, so this guy behind me ends up signing his name where I would have, right? In theory, I would have been that
I see.
piece of paper, but I'm not.
Yes.
I had to go get my phone and come back, and now I'm in a new slot. And that guy was pulled first on the Mr. Beast episode. And it was like, is this one of those situations where it's like the time machine with Guy Pearce, where no matter how many times you go back in time, you can't save your wife? Or did I fuck up my whole life? Because they gave a guy 10 grand. Mr. Beast gave a man 10 grand that night.
Yeah, I saw that.
And he didn't even do comedy. He just split his wiener doing some weird thing. And I remember I had so many bills. I sacrificed everything to get there. And it was like, I don't like this. But it was still fun. Like I had a good time, made the most of it. Met David Jolly.
Oh, wow.
Got to shoot him here at Mic Drop, and then ended up doing some time. That was fun. So, like I made it worth it, but it was still just holy shit. So I'd love to go back to Austin, have a booked set, at least something, and then try to kill Tony again. Hopefully the 5th time's the charm. But can you imagine the story of a guy riding a bicycle from California to Texas?
That's
you rode your bicycle to Austin? Why? I don't get it.
So I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing you on Kill Tony
cool,
on your
man.
way there. That would be, or we're all gonna book on it. Shit, we're gonna book on it.
I've had a lot of friends tell me they're watching every week, waiting for me to pop up, and it's like, yeah, dude, I'm ready for it. One of these days, Lord knows if you could see my face once this is our last bucket pull. Not you, Seabass. And it's like, oh, my soul. I'm just like in the balcony, like, yeah, this is cool. Because it's actually really funny to go there as a comic, and then you meet all these non-comedians, and they're just there to watch the show and have a good time. And you're like, wow, I bet you're having so much fun right now. But every time I watch somebody go up and bomb, I'm like, I got a minute. Let me do my minute. Oh man, and then it's funny, my minutes changed over the years too. What I thought I was gonna do the first time, wouldn't do that now.
Okay.
And now and then when I thought I'd do the 3rd time, wouldn't do that now. And now it's like, I don't know what I'll do. But it's not about minutes. Comedy isn't about 1 minute. It's about being able to be true to yourself.
Okay.
And know what you think is funny and find a way to translate that authentically to an audience. Best advice I ever probably got in comedy was from Big J Okerson. You familiar?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I met a lot of people who aren't. They're also not comics, but anyways, Big J and I, midnight on New Year's 2000, into the 2023, right? So now I'm back in the game 2 months or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm taking it pretty seriously. I'm gun ho, I'm there every day. And we're talking about being funny. He's talking about opening up for Patrice back in the day.
Oh shit, okay.
And yeah, it's a kind of a cool story, I'll tell you.
That's neat though.
So basically he told, I'll do both. So he told me, I'm getting kind of chilly. I might have to call it kind of soon
good.
there.
Yeah, you're no worries.
All right. So it's Big J, 15 years ago.
Yes, sir.
Opening up for Patrice O'Neal. Patrice is 15 years into comedy. Big J is 5 years into comedy. And he's opening up for him, doing this. And he says, through the game of telephone, basically, a bunch of people are saying that Patrice is saying that by the time he gets on stage, he can't even do his material anymore because Big J has already done it all. He's doing all these kind of self-deprecating fat jokes.
Yeah.
Kind of early stuff. And so eventually, Jay's sad. He's devastated. That's his hero. He's like, oh no, I don't want him mad at me. I'm not trying to take his jokes. And so Patrice calls him. He used the N-word. I'm not going to do it. But yeah, I think he's got the card. It's not my thing.
It's in his back pocket.
That's there, yeah. And so he says, look, man, I'm not mad at you. Let's hang out and we'll chat about this. And so they sit down and he's like, look, dude, if you want, this is Patrice to Jay, if you want to do fat jokes, that's fine. Because I have a lot of things to say. I'm an artist. I believe in what I'm talking about. And I don't have time to worry about what it is you're doing. I have an impact, and I have a viewpoint, and I want to share that with the world. And Jay's like, I want to have a viewpoint. I want to think about stuff. And that got him to kind of write and become a more prolific joke writer and turn him into what he is today.
Yes.
God rest Patrice's soul. That's my biggest comedy idol maybe ever. Never got to see him. But the dude has made me laugh harder than maybe anybody else, besides Casey that night. So, whoa, never compared Patrice and Casey. Never doing it again. Very different styles.
Yes.
So, basically, the second thing he told me was when you're a comedian, you're a funny person. Yeah. You are just a funny person in life. That's at least how you view yourself.
True.
So, let's say you and me are hanging out randomly, or don't even use me. Imagine I'm a buddy you've known for years and years, and you're just hanging out, and all of a sudden, through like a couple sentences, you just start laughing, like hysterically. And everything you say becomes like on top of added more laughter to the point where you're just like, oh, this is ridiculous. Okay, when you went into that situation, did you have like notes or subject material or a punchline or any of these like comedy elements ready? No, you were being yourself, you're being genuine. So this is you when you start. I got to put this coffee.
No, I'm catching you. I'm catching you.
So this is you. So I have so many things. At the beginning.
Yes.
You're like, so you're funny with your friends and stuff, and then you're going to do comedy. Now, like, years are going to go by, anywhere from like 5 to 20 years. And then eventually, you're back to being you again. But the audience is like your buddy. And you're just doing it. You're just in the moment, in the pocket, no real worries. Just being yourself, because it's funny. And if you're true to yourself, then when your audience finds you and they see you again, you're still you. If you're a hack and you're ripping off other people on their stuff, they're like, this isn't what I saw last time.
That's true.
I'm not going to see him a third time. Or if they see you a first time and they don't like it, they're probably not going to see you a second time. But it's like, you just got to get out there and try, man. It could be really fun to go on this tour and bomb the whole way. Yeah. Come back with less followers.
I don't think that's going to happen at all, man.
Probably honestly, not, but it's I don't know. It's just a facetious little. I like to shit on myself every once in a while. You got to keep yourself in check, but no, it's I think it'll be a very humbling experience. I'm probably gonna go through every human emotion that a woman will go through during birth, just screaming and crying and and moments of glory. And I don't want to compare myself to it. I'll never know that pain. But I do respect the shit out of it. You guys and your stretchy things. It's pretty cool, man.
Stretchy things. There we go.
Stretchy things.
So no, I know you're looking forward to this exciting journey, man. It's a journey of a lifetime, and like I said, this is my first comedian I've ever met that's actually gonna. Yeah, you're making history. You're making history as we're speaking, and I'm looking forward to.
I'll give it a go.
Keeping up with your journey and letting the folks around the loop know too, like, hey, what's going on with Seabass along his journey as well. I'll make sure I post the links and stuff like that. Show that full love and support, and hopefully everything works out for you in your journey out there. Hopefully you make it safely and everything, and whatever Around the Loop podcast can do, the supporters out there, the folks around, if you can donate, any money helps, and $300 gets a bike for a child. So let's make that happen for kids that never had a bike.
Sharing posts too goes a long way.
It does. So.
You don't have any cash to send, that's totally cool. Like the stuff, check out the YouTube, share the links, share the stories.
Yeah, I'll definitely make sure I put all that
kind of your kids know how to work phones.
No, I appreciate that. So, I wanted to ask 2 final questions right before we just close this up now. So the first question is...
Are you cold? Hell yeah. Let's get
Hey, it is pretty chilly. I'm not going to lie, even I'm wearing a coat and it's pretty chilly. It is. I give you props for not having a coat, man.
No, hey, respect.
It
just breaks off.
That's a team movement.
I'm pretty funny. Come see me on tour. I'll be hitting a city near you.
You guys got to check them out. And you said your show is February 25th?
That's when we take off.
That's when you take off. So you can say you're going to be performing in Ocean Beach, though, right? On the pier? Or is that just when you're taking off from there?
I guess I could tell some jokes, but I don't know. But that's a cool idea.
Yeah.
I'll just get a megaphone and do a couple of dad jokes.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And okay.
Just right off.
We're leaving now.
There you go.
Thank you.
That'd be pretty cool, honestly. And
we'll see how it goes. But yeah, if you would like to come ride along for a little bit.
Okay.
If you're along the way, anywhere along the route, come say what's up. Come tag along, do a couple miles or a few blocks or whatever's comfortable with you, or just say hi. I'd love to meet some new friends along the way. If you know any comedy clubs in town, in a place where you live, send them my videos so they can kind of see oh, that's cool. Because the goal is to kind of get booked along the way.
Yes.
And then finally, if you want to come take off with us here in San Diego, if you're local, takeoff date is February 25th.
There we go.
That's a Tuesday.
Okay.
At the Ocean Beach Pier. We're going to leave at noon, which is a pretty weird time to leave. Probably should have left at 8 a.m. But you know what? I decided to do that day because February 25th, 2025 is a numerical anagram, 02252025. And the only other day that happens that year, or this year, is May 22nd, which is my brother's birthday. And he's getting married in
Oh, that's a
June. So I
blessing.
really want to get this thing done by June, and we'll be in New York City. I'm trying to give away 100 bikes. So a stipulation that I come up with for this is you need a good report card if you want to buy it, because I'm sure I'm going to have a lot of requests for this thing.
Oh, hundreds for sure.
So yeah, best report cards are going to go in the pool for me to choose kids to get bikes. Keep your grades up. We'll be doing a giveaway hopefully in New York when we get there.
Oh, wow.
For sure, a giveaway here in San Diego at Claremont Skate Park. First, I got to get there though, so I got to do this. So stay tuned, support the journey. Thank you so much for having me on the podcast.
Oh, it was a pleasure. It was
Really
an honor to have you on.
Absolutely.
So just before we wrap this up, two final questions I wanted to ask. If you had a message for yourself, if you were to see yourself right in front of you, what would you tell your younger self?
Oh, like
For all
my
the
younger
folks,
self?
Yeah, the younger version of yourself. What message do you have for the younger version of you?
I don't want to sound cliche, but
No, it's okay. Whatever you say it's all good.
You're going to have a lot of wild ideas. And the more that you see them through, the more that you'll gain out of this beautiful, crazy life.
No, I appreciate that message right there. And then any other, and then a message for the folks of Around the Loop, and then for anybody that ever wants to partake of this journey or a journey similar to yours, like what message do you have for them?
Probably something similar. Don't give up on your dreams, man. Whatever that is. That's why I'm not trying to sound super cliche, but I've had a lot of wild goals in my life. I was like, I'm going to make an album. Did it. I'm going to make a documentary. It took me 10 years. Did it. I want to move to California and ride BMX. I'm here. I got a bike on the cliffs.
There we go.
And, I don't know. Just believe in yourself, man. Just do it. Accomplish your dreams. That Shia LaBeouf meme that we all laughed at, it's not a meme anymore.
No,
just do it.
Life.
There's no time to waste. Get it done. Stop waiting for tomorrow and get your ass up and get that shit done. Because whatever it is that you need to do to progress in your life, the only person who's going to allow that to happen is you.
That's true.
So just, do whatever you can. And there's people out there that really believe in me. I want to say thank you to SD Wheelworks, who was the first sponsor for this trip, and to Thrill Seekers, who picked me up second, and anybody else along the way. Thank you for your future support. Thank you to my friend here for having me here today.
Being on the show. I really appreciate
it. Thank you to San Diego for being so beautiful. Look at Ocean. Look where we are. This is amazing.
It's amazing.
I live
out
here.
There.
This is my hometown, and I'm going to miss it very much. But, one day I'll be able to come back and with a whole new perspective. And I'm excited, man. We're doing this. 8 days.
I'm excited. I'm excited to catch a part 2 with you in the future once you come back from your journey.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
And
Let's
catch
get
up with
chairs next time.
Yeah, well, I'll have chairs. We'll for sure have chairs. I'll make sure I have chairs by then. But I appreciate everything, man, and I hope you have a great journey. I hope you have a safe one and a blessed one, and many great wishes of I wish you nothing but the best, bro. Hope you have a safe travel. And honestly, no, you're good.
Dude,
make sure I didn't
won't be able to travel safe if I. You guys should. There's at least a 40-foot drop behind.
Yeah, I'll grab the camera just to show the people.
All right, thank you so much, guys.
Oh, you're Gucci. Let me show them the drop so they know.
Please, can they see this thing real quick? Please watch your step.
Oh, I got you. You're good.
Oh, my Lord.
So we were literally, guys, on the edge. No lie.
Wow.
So that's
living on the edge. Yes, bam, 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 bam. I don't have my kazoo, and I'm really bummed now. I showered before I came here.